All right, guys. So let's talk about the Book of Boba Fett, Episode 2. So as with my last discussion, reaction, review, this will be with spoilers. It'll probably be a little bit more spoiler heavy than the last one, just because I felt like there wasn't really anything interesting to spoil that happened in the last episode. But a lot more happened in this episode. So I don't know about you, but I'm really digging Fennec Shand. I was from the very beginning excited to see Ming-Na Wen come into Star Wars. You know, even if it did at first seem like she was only going to be in one episode of The Mandalorian. Obviously, that's not the case. She's had quite a character in recent years, but yeah, I loved how she said that those assassins are overpriced. I thought that was funny. But yeah, anyway, as with the last episode, I thought that the better moments are definitely in the flashbacks, and I didn't actually look to see, like, the exact divide, but, you know, this was, you know, a two-half episode, basically, you know, half happening in what you could call present day and half in flashback. And I kind of felt like the flashback half of it was maybe a little bit longer, but I didn't check for sure. But either way, you know, I definitely enjoyed the flashback more than, you know, the present day. But as far as present day stuff that, you know, stuck out to me that I liked, for one thing, we got to meet the mayor, who was an Ithorian. I've always liked Ithorians. Always thought they were cool. No shit, my very first action figure, I was probably 4, maybe 5, around that age though, was Mohamed Madon, I believe was his name, the Ithorian from the Cantina scene. I just always thought they were really cool. If you haven't watched the episode, I don't know why you're watching this, but if you're not familiar with Ithorians, they were like the Hammerhead aliens, although I think in one story, it was explained that Hammerhead is like a racist name for them, but their proper species name is the Thorians. But yeah, either way, yeah, I like Thorians. But probably the most interesting thing, if you don't read comics, it probably didn't really stand out that much to you, but there was a cameo from a comic book character who I'm sure we'll get more. We'll see more of this character in future episodes, but yeah, the Black Wookiee that was with the twin Hutts. Thought those Hutts were pretty interesting too. But either way, that Black Wookiee is Black Chrysanthemum, I believe is how you pronounce his name. But yeah, he was in the Darth Vader comics. He was a bounty hunter, so that was pretty neat. I think the Hutts may have appeared in the Clone Wars, because I remember there was like the big Council of Hutts or something like that. I think they're all supposed to be like members of Jabba's family, so those characters may have been in that, but I'm not certain about that. If anybody happens to watch this, may have caught on that, you can let me know. I'm sure when I watch Emergency Awesome's review of the episode, he'll probably mention it. So yeah, the flashback. The train scene was awesome. I mean, an action piece on a train is pretty much always a win. And honestly, this might be one of my all-time favorite train fight scenes now. I thought it was pretty epic. Yeah, funnily enough, the train scene that it reminded me the most of was actually Back to the Future Part 3. I mean, I know that's not really necessarily the most action-packed. I mean, it's got action, but, you know, it's not necessarily the most fight scene, violent train scene. But, you know, the way they're, like, you know, they're trying to, like, jump on it and, you know, get off it when it was exploding and, you know, that sort of thing. I was kind of getting some Back to the Future vibes for it. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know if it was a deliberate reference or Easter egg or not, but I kind of dig that. We need some Back to the Future Easter eggs in Star Wars. I'm down with it. But yeah, other thing, got to see, obviously Boba Fett made his gaffy stick, which, I thought was kind of interesting seeing the process, how, gaffy sticks aren't just, cut and dry, they're all, yeah, somebody guiding him and making them, but, it is specifically his, made, specifically for him. So I thought that was kind of a cool aspect. But honestly, the coolest thing for me, in my opinion, was actually seeing him get the black robes that he's been wearing, because, quite frankly, up to this point, I haven't really been digging them. I thought, him wearing the black robes under his armor just kind of looked off. It's not that classic Boba Fett that I'm familiar with. I actually am kind of down with him, polishing and cleaning up his armor. But, the black robes, those, up to this point, have just been too much for me. But now that we have, some more story behind them, I'm kind of digging it more. Another kind of funny thing, I thought, in the Mandalorian, behind the scenes thing, it showed, the gaffy stick fighting that actually based on, New Zealand tribal fighting techniques, because Tamara Morrison is from New Zealand. So I thought it was kind of interesting seeing the Tuscan Raiders show Boba Fett how to fight with a gaffy stick. So, now Tuscan Raiders are, partially based on, I don't know if the proper term for them, but the New Zealand native tribes. So I thought that was kind of interesting because, Tuscan Raiders, don't really scream New Zealand to me, but now they kind of do. But yeah, I've always thought Tuscan Raiders are just really cool. They just look awesome. But I'm kind of hoping that by the end of this series, we'll see a unmasked Tuscan Raider. Because I've always wondered what they look like underneath it. But what I've always been even more curious about is what a Jawa looks unmasked. Because, they're, the least intimidating and least mysterious characters that there are. And yet, always hooded, we've never actually seen a Jawa's face. I don't know, that's just me. But, Tuscan Raiders would definitely be more relevant to this. But, yeah, that's my thoughts and reactions to Book of Boba Fett, Episode 2. So, what did you think of it?